Hi loves, I wanted to welcome you back to the channel and back to yet another video. It is now November and I guess I can finally be honest about what's going on. Several things. Let's talk about it. So I'm actually heading to the first AfroTech event of 2025. AfroTech came to Houston last year and I got to go to 2 or 3 events, which I will be re-attending this year, but this event is with every dope girl. I'm unsure. I feel like this was my kickoff event last year as well, but today it's at the Podium, which is a Porsche event space, coffee shop. It's actually been on my list to go, and I haven't been until now. So we're headed there. The attire is business casual. I am wearing a Ganni denim blazer and some black slacks. I'm pretty sure they're either from Zara or COS. That's where I typically get my slacks from, wide leg slacks. And then I have on some pumps, which I probably shouldn't have worn because it's raining, my Kendall Miles Posh Mules. However, I don't actually have a plain black pointed toe boot, so that just reminded me to put that on my list of things that would actually make sense in my wardrobe to fill in the gaps. Like if I'm gonna shop, that would be great. So as I unveil, as we get into what's going on with me lately, what's up with my life, we're just gonna go through AfroTech together. What I learned, I'm gonna share with you guys. The behind the scenes, the inner workings, all of the things, because it's a journey, right? Also did my hair today. It's very cutesy. So I'm loving this, and I can tell how long it's getting because of these pieces. It almost looks like it's weave, but I swear it's not. And I actually haven't worn this blazer in like 2 years. So shout out to me re-wearing your clothes, especially for the girls in their 30s, because I've shopped so much. I've consumed so much over the years. Come on now, like bring back out the pieces, rewear the pieces. So that's what we're doing. And I have a Balenciaga bag. I don't want to hear nobody talking about it because it's still a cute bag. She's darling and she's functional. Yeah, she's a cutie. The night has ended. We did go to Every Dope Girl, but when we went, the event was amazing. It was just a mixer, kind of like networking event. However, for networking events, I want to meet new people. And the room was filled with a lot of people that I'm already familiar with, which is great. Just re-seeing people, kind of reconnecting with people that you haven't seen in a while. But during AfroTech, I'm really trying to be intentional about the way that I move and the people that I meet to expand my network versus like reconnecting with people that I know in real life. So we ended up leaving that event a little early. We stayed for like an hour and a half. My manager was basically like, there's a Martell event. Okay, love Martell. Let's go to that event. That event was a room full of people that I've never seen in my life. And that was more of the vibe. So I met quite a few new people that I didn't know before, and I get to connect with these people. I figured that I shed a little bit of light on basically what's going on. So, I've been a full-time content creator now for 7 years. And I won't lie to you, 2025 has been really rough for me in like several different ways. But one of the main things is I'm somewhere in between being bored and overstimulated. Now, hear me out. Okay, because my manager actually talked to me about it tonight, and her thing was like, you need a team, like you do too much on your own, and she is correct. And I think that's where like the overstimulation comes from, because despite how many years I've been doing this, the reason that I personally feel like I haven't grown as I should is because I'm playing too many roles. I am the creator, but I'm also the editor, and I'm also the marketer, and I also do the concept and the makeup and the hair and the set design and the photography and the videography and the voicing. It's just way too many roles for one person, and it's not efficient. Like, I can do it because I've been doing it. However, it takes so much more time because I'm doing too many things. And I really should just be able to focus on the creative, but I can't do that because I'm playing 9, 10, 11 other roles. And it does become a lot, but it's also slightly boring for me because I think of myself as a person that wants to learn. Like, I have to continue learning. And so if I feel stagnant in any space, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be relationships, it could be food choices, it could be artwork. It doesn't matter for me. I get bored really fast. And because I don't like stagnant spaces, I like change. I like excitement. I like challenges. I like to be pushed forward in a way. Like, I like to solve problems, basically. And I am doing that, but it's more so like on a therapeutic level. Like, I'm doing that more so with like family issues and things like that. Like, people just call me for their problems, which is fine, but I want to do more than that. Or at least I want to do it in a way where I'm learning and I can make more money off of it, if that makes sense. Like, everything I'm doing, I'm just doing it. Like, I'm just out here giving it out. And it's just not working for me. That's the main reason why I'm saying, like, I just really want to pivot. I have been applying for jobs for probably, like, the past 4 or 5 months to almost, like, switch careers. I think this is about my time. I feel like every 7 years, I switch careers. I was an educator for 7 years and loved it. But, again, like, it was time for me to move. And then I've been doing content creation now full-time for 7 years. I feel like it's about that time. And I'm not saying, like, this is not something that I ever want to give up. I cannot say that. But it is something that something has to change. Like, something just has to give. Has to move. It has to shake. Something has to happen. And I also think at my age, I don't enjoy the inconsistencies as much as I used to. It used to be more like a thrill, right? Like, oh, it's very risque. You know, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere, somewhere but nowhere. But now it's like I want so many things, like, and I see them. And I think that's the thing, because I'm truly a visionary. So I see things and I know that they're tangible and accessible. And when I don't have them, I kind of spiral. Because it's like, what else can I be doing? If you have an innate feeling that you just know that you're different, that you just know that you're meant for something different, that you just know that you're supposed to have more, achieve more, do more, learn more, be more. I'm searching for that in a sense. Like, I'm on a whole new journey. Contentment is like the death of me. So difficult for me to grasp that concept. When people are like, settle down, like, what does that mean? I don't want to do that. No, it's not in me. Like, I'm not that girl. Other new thing that's going on with me is I am doing some trainings. Let me just say that. But one of the ones that is really exciting for me right now, and I just randomly found on TikTok, and I felt like it was just meant for me. LVMH has a certification program. I did not know about it. I just found out about it. I found out about it 2 days before the application closed. And so what did I do? I applied for it. I got into it. So I'm currently doing a LVMH certification. If you did not know, LVMH is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. And they own or acquired, I'm not really sure what the exact terminology is, but it's over like 75 plus mansions. They call them mansions. And mansions is essentially brands or businesses. Sir Davis is under them. And I found that very interesting because I was always like, is Sir Davis Black owned? It's under the LVMH umbrella. Right now, so far in the course, because I'm not that far in, LVMH is the world's largest luxury empire, and they have 6 different sectors. And one of the sectors, the current sector that I'm studying, is wine and spirits. And I'm so intrigued by this. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. So I am curious to see how this goes. I have really high hopes. What I found very interesting today was that my manager, because I haven't seen her in person in a while, and she asked me, she was like, how are you, like, mentally? And I was like, you know what, I was really struggling, but I do feel really good. Like, I go through a lot of like ups and downs. And she clocked me because she said, you need help. Your issue is that you don't like to ask for help. And I'm like, girl, like, you have no clue, because that really is my issue. And she was like, you would be so surprised that people would be willing to assist you, but you never ask. and I don't. I definitely needed this. I needed this outing. I always need the girls. Like, I love the girls. I'm a girls girl. That's one thing that I will be working on, hopefully during this vlog, is just asking for help. So when we go to AfroTech tomorrow, okay, we're gonna get a good night's rest and ask for help. We're on basically like an AfroTech break. Okay, Armani Exchange just delivered. We're gonna see what's in this bag. I know it's backlit, but got some shoes. I like this little tie detail. That's cute. Some jorts. Khaki colored, faux leather. That's what's in the box. Okay, so we're at Armani Exchange. I know I wore the shorts that they delivered, but we're actually going to be styled by Harper. So I'm going to record this, show y'all the fit that he picked out for both of us. But this is the bag. I'm wearing green. And then this is the sunnies. These shades are so cute. Look at this, brown. Oh, they look so good. And yeah, the fit is like a two-piece set. Little mini shorts. I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna have to show y'all the fit on the phone because it was really cute. But this is what I wore. This little situation. The boots. The bootsies blue. Yeah, we about to go to the next event. Yes, and I'm out of breath because we just did a whole runway. And we killed it. Switch. Oh, the glasses. Oh, I should take these off. Yeah. These are not mine. Baby. Oh, no, we don't do that. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Day 1 of AfroTech has commenced. This is the end of the official day 1. Oh my gosh, it's already 11 o'clock and I've been gone since like 9. But I wanted to give like a quick daily recap because this was my first time at AfroTech and I learned quite a few things today, but also just the lay of the land because that's pretty much how we spent most of the day at the actual conference. First things first, AfroTech conference, a lot of the spaces that you enter at the actual conference, I'm not talking about these little side quests. They do not allow pretty much any like recording or videography, anything like that. So I wasn't able to capture pretty much anything like with inside the conference. You could use your phone for the most part. They had signs posted. It was very, very clear. And also like nobody else was really doing it. So I was very mindful of that. We did spend most of the day networking. So just literally walking around, talking to people, making connections, getting a lay of the land. If you are going to attend AfroTech or probably any conference in general, I haven't really been to that many conferences. I would say have your LinkedIn ready, have your resume handy, and possibly have like some type of QR code. The next thing is going to be to plan your day accordingly. Unfortunately, the AfroTech app does not have it where you can add things to your schedule. Like for Essence, you could add things to your schedule within the app and then plan out your schedule. AfroTech does not have that. AfroTech basically just has like a general schedule. So you have to like manually do it or just be really, really mindful. They did have like free products and things like that. In terms of what I learned, that was really what I wanted to share with you because I went to one of these breakout sessions that I thought was so informative. And I'm just going to give you like the gist, the overview of it. And I'm going to say this because it also directly applies to me right now and even what I talked about yesterday. So just we went to a breakout session and he was talking about, there was 2 people on the stage, businesses, and they were basically saying that yes, like this is AfroTech, black, bliggity black, great. It's narrowing down the market. And one of our main issues, one of our main complaints, one of our main restraints is capital. We cannot actually grow the business or we can't expand what it is that we're trying to do. Like we have all of these great ideas, but they don't grow or expand. And that is because we're almost like stuck in a bubble. So, you know, like for me, I do black on this, black on that, black, 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 black. But black is just like the basis. They refer to it as almost like culture. Culture is just like that base level.
but you want to use culture as a foundation to build and connect. Hear me out. His thing was you can't just focus on Black people. So he used the idea of TaskRabbit. He said, now I have to fact check some of these businesses, but I'm pretty sure he said TaskRabbit. Let's just talk about TaskRabbit. When you go on TaskRabbit, you just don't book Black people to do the task. You just don't, or the TaskRabbits just don't go to Black homes. You see what I'm saying? Even though it was built on Black culture, it is for everybody. He kept reiterating this, like, if you want to grow, you want capital, you have to take your culture, infuse it into the business, because that's really what makes the business, but figure out a way to market it to the masses. It goes back to like marketing in general, where you really just need to solve a problem, a general problem. Because even when I think about TaskRabbit, I think of Black people just being so handy. We know how to do a lot of things. Like, we're like the jack of all trades. Even though I knew this, I have always just been so focused on it's about us. They need us. The world need us. We need to support us. Us. And while that is true, I can do what I'm doing right now on a grander scale by marketing it to the masses, right? So I can basically get people to buy in on something that will benefit us, but also help everybody else. Moving forward, I'm saying all this to say that moving forward, my content in general is going to market to the masses. It is not just going to market to us, but the basis of my content, the swag of my content, the culture of my content will still be us. Other thing that I learned and what I really wanted to share, because I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. It is not selling out. It's just smart. And basically what he talked about is our problem is that we don't have access. Or if we do have access to the knowledge, we don't know what to do with it. And his words were, or just what I took from it was, that we have stopped focusing on the ideas and start focusing on the doing. And I've actually been hearing this a lot lately. So I know that this is a sign. I know that this is like purposeful, but just do it. Do the thing. Like, do it broke, do it mad, do it sad, do it with half of it done. We have to become doers. Yes, we're creatives and we're idealists and we are all of these things, but we have to do. And for me, that's really difficult because I'm like, oh, it has to be this, it has to be this. But I've been testing this out over on Instagram. If you're not following me, then you should. And I've just been posting content. I used to be so stuck on it has to have a perfect cover for the wheel and it has to have this and that. And I told myself, we're just gonna just post every day. Just do. Just put it out there. But that also goes back to another point, which is visibility. And that's gonna be the last thing I share tonight because I feel like this little chit chat is gonna get a little long. You also have to be visible, because the last question, the way that they ended this discussion was, what do you want to be known for? And this was literally what he said. He was like, you want to be known for something. So the girl was like, well, what is it that you want to be known for? Okay. Because he calls himself the culture whisperer. And basically what he does is he's telling investors what to put their money into, like what's going to pop. Hey, invest $1 billion in Clubhouse because it's going to pop off. Be visible in the spaces that you want to be in. And you have to show up as you are. Because he also talked about how we sometimes will adjust ourselves. We will tweak who we are to try to fit into spaces. And I think about that because I also think about even within this content creation space, even within marketing. We've been on so many calls and just making connections, doing so many trainings, so many learning activities. Another call that I was on, people need to see things at least 7 to 12 times to remember it. Think about that. 7 to 12 times. So if you have 7 is like a sweet spot, right? Before things start to convert, people start to catch on, or people want to spend their money 7 times. So if you think about one piece of content, that piece of content needs to be seen 7 times at a minimum before it is more than likely to catch, which means increase your visibility. As I'm learning, I'm going to put this information out here for y'all. Recession or not, the bag is available. We gonna get it.
When you think about a save over a like, when you save something, that's something that you want to come back to. That's something that you want to make, bake, create, buy, shape, act on. It lasts longer, it's more meaningful. A lot of, not all, but a lot of the reality of it has been a more divisive internet, more toxic internet, and I think people are looking for an escape, a respite from that noise that's out there.
What we see on social media today, it looks like it's been microwave. Like, oh, they just got it just like that. But it's years of education. I think it's so interesting, just even hearing you say that back to me just really makes me think, you know, a lot of people don't know I'm self-taught everything. And in the beginning of my journey, I actually had $0. And so I used to buy very inexpensive things. I would go to the drugstore and buy 99-cent pencils, break them open and scrape out the inside, melt it down, and I would use that for like eyeshadow, cheek lip, like that was my kit. And so I discovered, because I didn't have a formal training, nobody told me what was right or what was wrong. So I just kind of did things, and those things just worked. I think one of the biggest things that really helped this brand to grow is that my community grew along with me. Even from the very beginning, when I was teaching classes, I was like, I'm teaching you my shortcuts. It was called a boot camp class. I was like, I don't know anything about makeup. All I know is I'm doing makeup for magazines right now, and I'm doing weddings, and I know this amount of information. And if that's something that you want to do, I'm going to teach you what I know. And so there was no expectation of like a 5-year journey or any genius skill set. It was like me bringing people along with me. You know, if you're on a journey right now when you're thinking, you know, how to start, I would say just do something. I think what's important, especially in a creative space, is if you want collaboration, you have to be adding some value. Initially, my value was not money, but I can exchange my platform, I can educate, I can give products. So there's no one who could ever convince me that the creator economy is not the reason why so many brands are succeeding. It's okay to work a job while you build your business. You know, somehow that became like this weird stigma, like there's some shame around like earning a living. Like, please work. Please work, because then you can separate like your life from this thing you want to build. You can take your time. I think rushing is where a lot of people fail. And now I can shoot all my own campaigns, all of these things. And so just believe in the possibility of you as well.
I'm sorry, all circuits are busy. Please try your call again later.
OOTD, Freaky Shop, Amazon tie, Target KBB pants, Jordan loafers. Hi loves, I want to be very transparent with you tonight, as I have been. This vlog is going to be very interesting, but it is Thursday night. It is the second full day of AfroTech. The morning I spent at the actual conference, and we're going to get into what we learned today. And then for the evening, I only did one event, and it was House of Black Techxellence. I actually went to this event last year, and I'm pretty sure that there's some type of footage in a vlog somewhere of that event. Speedy hosted it, and he was supposed to host it tonight, but they said that he was having some type of medical or wasn't feeling well and wasn't able to make it. Isaac was on the panel as he was last year, which is like IO House. He does a lot of like film production. He has a creative house studio in Houston. Oh, the founder of Topicals was on the panel. She's gorgeous in person, by the way, like stunning, drop dead gorgeous. This is pretty much what I took from AfroTech, the actual conference, based on the breakout sessions that I went to.
in no particular order. Today, I did actually record a lot of the things that were being said. So you will also just get that like straight from their mouth. But this is my synopsis. I don't know if it was Microsoft on the panel, but it was a major company. The interviewer was essentially asking, what are you looking for in terms of hiring? And this is what the guy said, okay? He had to have been like a CEO or something of that nature. I have notes. I took notes. But he said when he looks at resumes and portfolios, especially, that he wants to see people that show their failures and show how they recovered in that. And I just thought that that was so interesting. So he was like, if I see a very perfect, prim, and proper resume or portfolio or examples of their work, and there's no like negative in it, then he immediately tosses it out. Like he's like, immediately no. And he said that what he feels like is that when people show their failures, they're showing intellectual integrity. Like they're not lying, they're not just using AI and the tools around them to kind of like butter themselves up, that they're actually showing to you they're a real person capable of real mistakes, but that they also know how to recover. So he said that it shows really good problem solving skills and the ability to rebuild. And I just thought that that was so interesting, because when you think about your resume and things like that, or your portfolio, it's like you want to get people to look over them or edit them or like tweak them. And he was like, I don't want that. I want the mistakes. That he also likes when people show the risk and show the creative process, whether it works or whether it doesn't. Wow. So I took that as very intriguing, and that was outside of what I already captured. Pretty much the main thing that showed out to me. And so I had to write that down. I was like, oh my God, now that's a word. I feel like y'all have seen me fail, or not fail. I mean, fail is a big word, but you guys have seen things not perform for me in a lot of things. And it's typically always the things that like I put my heart and soul into. They just don't perform or don't really resonate or like hit well. But what's crazy is that I keep doing it. I will keep doing things that I know are risky. And so I like that he said that, because honestly, even yesterday, I'm stepping away from the numbers basically and just putting it out there and just doing. That was another thing that I felt like was seamless across panels, was like, we have to become the doers. I told you guys this yesterday. A lot of CFOs, CMOs, chief officers, and things like that, they were all saying pretty much the same thing, is that you have to do. And that's what you should be doing, because you really don't know what's going to stick until you do it. So that's the gem of the day. I'm going to call it a night, because like I said, I'm not feeling my best, but like physically something is going on with my body. So I want to make sure that I check in with that and also get a good night's rest, because I got another day tomorrow and it's Halloween. We're going to call it a night. Good night. And I'll check back in with you tomorrow, because me and this little pocket buddy, we going.
Let me show you how I get there. Start with movement. You can animate text on the screen. You can start with literally just setting the phone up and talking to people. Ask a punchy question, like I did earlier, right? How y'all doing this morning? And then here we have Magic Grab. Now, this is my favorite tool to use. If I have a picture of myself, as you see this young lady here, right? If I have a picture of her and I need to move her closer or move her away, so I can also put text on the screen, I can do that. You just simply click Edit. You click Magic Grab, and you can literally just click on her and move her across the screen. All right, you can also remove backgrounds in one click. Here's an example of what that looks like, right? So for example, if you have an intro for YouTube, for example, you can change this and make this into a short form, right? You can change the aspect ratio of it. But you see how the text is behind the coffee. You see how the lady's in front of the text. These are different things that makes it more visually appealing to your viewers. This is something that a lot of people miss out on. Video captions for accessibility. If somebody makes vlog content, if you're making day in the life content, whatever it may be, even if you're just speaking and you have an AC in the background, you can utilize tools within Canva to make sure you're eliminating any background noise. For your a lot of licensed tracks available in our Canva library for you to use. This is something that also keeps people engaged in your content, but also understanding you can use beat sync. So that simply means you can sync it up to whatever your clips are, which is pretty cool. It keeps people along the trajectory of whatever story you're telling within your video by having the beat sync up with your clips, if that makes sense.
Okay, guys, little porch chat. I'm sitting outside because it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. I had every intention on dressing up after AfroTech, but remember I said last night I wasn't feeling that well? Yeah, it really kicked in today. And if you can hear music, it's because my neighbors be going all out. I just got like bags and bags of chips that kids like, because last year we gave out chips and literally it was a hit. AfroTech today, I didn't stay long. I attended 2 sessions. It was only half a day anyways, because it's Friday. It was the last day, because there wasn't a lot of information offered that I did not already know. But there was a startup company that I met, and I did want to go to their event, but just the timing and the way that I was feeling, the way that I feel right now, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. It's a startup company called Home. I believe that the guy's name is Sherrod, Home as in HOLM. And it's essentially a spinoff of like Linktree, essentially flow you into a personal website with all of your links, but it's much more like aesthetic, much more like creative based, and easier to somewhat work through to really, really look into your branding. And his pitch was that somebody might not want to work with you because you don't have any like customized or like defined branding. And it's just a way to elevate yourself as a brand, because as creators, you are a brand. I still want to give him a try. I've been like overheating, like my body last night was overheating, coughing, like pressure headaches, things like that, and a little bit of fatigue. So I had to take care of myself. I really did. And then I also didn't want to disappoint my niece, because she really had me on a mission to get a purple blazer because she thought I had one, and I did used to have one, but I either donated it or gave it away or something for her Halloween costume. So I went to like 6 different thrift stores to find that purple blazer and just drop it off to her. So that was also a thing. And I was like, that was high on my priority list, because Auntie Lacey a lot of kids. So I'm gonna get over here because we're getting some customers. These people are doing trunk or treat, which a lot of people did last year. Happy Saturday evening. I'm getting ready for art beats and lyrics. Pretty much done with my makeup. I think I need to do my setting spray and my edges. Not too much on my edges though, because I feel like they look really good. I do feel a little bit better today. My husband gave me some medicine, and it is definitely helping, but I'm draining now. So it's like my body is doing 2 things at once. And I got to sleep in this morning, so I was like, oh yes, girl. When I do my edges, I wipe off all of that. I can't stand no nasty edge control brush. I just keep a little towel on hand. But yeah, this is a look. Let me show y'all what I'm wearing, because it's so cute. So yes, I done laid out my outfit like a kid. Old Zara boots, Vaseline Golden Hour. I'm gonna probably mix both of these Camera Latafas. I'm not gonna wear the glasses. This dress is so pretty. I can't wait to put it on. Shop Koi and some random stuff. Saison. No, Uno de 50. And then these are from a local jewelry shop. And then this bag is Cause. It's so pretty. So I'm gonna wear that. And this is like the look. Let me finish getting dressed, and then I'll show y'all like how it all comes together. Okay, I didn't show y'all the rest of the look. Oh, she turned up the music for me so it won't be copyrighted. There was a girl I saw her video. She had the headset thing like she was Janet Jackson, and the audio was good.